Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's number one Chief Rock Knicks Universe. Your main man, Uncle Freezie. Welcome to this special presentation. We talk NBA. I got a special guest in house. I got another special guest on the way, right? So we are going to talk Knicks, Mavs, Hawks, and NBA, right? But without further ado, let me introduce you to the Culture King, the creator, producer, director of the hit YouTube channel, We Talk Mavs, one of our homeboys, Relle from We Talk Mavs. What's good, boss man?
Man, nothing much, man. I I like that intro, man. I'm a little jealous, man. I need to work on mine.
Nah, man. We for one, we're glad to have you, man. Excited to do a collab with you, because when we watch y'all's joint, like when we watch the Mavs stuff, bro, the We Talk Mavs, bro, we get locked in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
this is fire. So we excited to finally get the opportunity where we get the stage kind of to ourselves, man, where we could just chop it up about the NBA, about the Knicks, and about the Mavs and things on a general landscape, man. We out here at the All-Star break. The trade deadline was crazy. Kind of not what we expected. And so let me ask this.
Mm-hmm.
Did you, as a Mavs fan, expect the Mavs to pull off the Kyrie Irving trade? Was that on your radar?
Listen, man. I've said this before, Freezie, about the Mavericks. I've told people this before. If they kind of think back to it, whenever Dallas made moves like this, it was something that was not expected. Like when we got KP from y'all, nobody was expecting that trade, right?
Okay.
When we traded KP, nobody was expecting that trade. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go back to when we got Jason Kidd from the Nets. That's like the only trade we knew about, only because we were going to originally put Jerry Stackhouse in that trade.
Right.
He went on, I forgot, it was a show or something on the radio where he kind of mentioned something about the trade.
Yeah.
And they had to veto it, and they had to take him out, and then they put somebody else in there in his place or whatever. So, other than that, man, we don't really know too much about what Dallas is going to do until they do it. Okay. So to answer your question, no, I did not see that coming. You were like one of the 150 million people who hit me up that day, because I was at work, and I had my phone down for like 30 minutes or whatever, right? I had put my phone down. Right. So I'm getting ready to step out the door. I picked my phone up, and like I had like a bunch of missed calls, a bunch of mixed text messages. Hit up on Twitter. People, I had somebody email me.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I just get hit by everybody. I'm like, what's going on?
Right.
So I scrolled down on my phone, and I got like 4 alerts from like Bleacher Report, The Score, ESPN, Google hit me up too. So I'm just like, what is going on? That's how I said, we got Kyrie. And I remember the first thing I ended up doing, I don't know why I did this. I called my wife. I don't know why I called her. She don't watch sports. She don't know what the importance of this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm calling her. I'm like, yo, babe, we got Kyrie. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, babe, you understand how important this is? And she was like, oh, is that a good thing? I'm happy for you. You happy? I'm like, okay. Then she's with my mother-in-law. My other mother-in-law gets on the phone. She telling her, yeah, he said something about some Reed, Kai, some guy or whatever. I'm like, oh, man. So my mother-in-law on the phone, she's like, yeah, is that a good thing? Or what's going on? I was like, yeah, it's a good thing. I'm happy and everything. And she like, oh, I want to be happy for you. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to talk to y'all later. Let me call King, man, because King was one of the people who called me too, man. So,
right.
And then it was just a snowball effect after that, man. I called you and everything, but you were busy at the time. So I was just like, man. Or I called you back or whatever, but you was busy at the time. But yeah, I did not see that trade coming.
Okay.
We always talked about the fact that, man, we needed some type of move to galvanized at the team, man. The fan base, we needed something, man, and
Right.
we got this trade here.
Yo, I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. The same conversation that you had with your peoples is the same conversation I had with the missus. Like
Mm-hmm.
we were, I think we were in Orlando. I think we were in Orlando,
Yeah, you were.
and so we got like clients calling in asking for odd stuff, like like when you at home, when you working from home, right? They're like, no, you don't have to fax it to me, man. Just attach it,
Right.
email, or, whatever. When you're on the road, they be asking you for weird stuff. Can you FedEx it to me? Like, no, man, I'm out of town. I told you this weeks ago. But
Oh,
anyway,
okay. So is that a yes or
yeah, is that a
no?
yes?
I'm not telling you no.
Can you do it right away? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You like so to your point when you mentioned how you mentioned to your people. So we out here by this fire pit, by a swimming pool, and we get Josh Hart, right? And I'm
Great pickup,
excited
by the way.
because the Knicks actually did something that was not ass backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't go out and trade for another starting point guard when Brunson was balling. The Knicks will do stuff like that, bro.
Right.
Like the Knicks, if the best player plays small forward, they'll go out and trade for the fourth best small forward in the league, and then try to figure out what to do with him. And you like, yeah,
Hey, that sounds like the old Isaiah Thomas days.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like the
You're like,
most,
bro, why you got 55 centers and 85 shooting guards, bro? What's going
yes.
on?
We'll do that. What we'll do is we'll go out and get 10 centers and won't feature them in offense or defense.
Right.
And they get in a press conference like, we really like our center depth, but we feel like we need to add one more center. Right. So the fact that they added Josh Hart, I was excited, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell Miss Mocha, I'm like, hey Mo. And that's my wife. That's her stage name for the show. Right. She's not comfortable like with this YouTube stuff. So she like,
Right.
so I tell her we get Josh Hart. She like, hey, that sounds is that a good thing?
Yep,
And
sound
I'm
like my
telling,
wife.
and I'm like, no, it's really a neutral thing. But the fact that the Knicks didn't fall over backwards, the fact that the Knicks didn't turn this into the bridges of Madison County, it was perfect for me, right?
Right.
But to see what other teams did at the trade deadline, when I saw what the Hawks did, when I saw what the Mavs did, when I saw what the Suns did, when I saw what the Lakers did,
Let me ask you a question, Freezie. Is this the craziest? Like, I know there was a lot of names that was rumored to be out, be moved around or whatever that it wasn't. But
Right.
was this still the craziest trade deadline you've seen in a while?
Yes. You know what? For two reasons. For one, it started off so slow that you didn't think anything was going to happen.
Right.
Right. And then two, the fact that superstars got traded in season, which is a rarity.
Multiple.
Yes, multiple superstars got traded in season,
Mm-hmm.
made this trade deadline crazy. But you know what it did, though, in my opinion? It shifted the balance of power. Like all the pretenders before the trade deadline now realize that they are pretenders. Like if you're the Denver Nuggets right now, you now realize that you're actually a pretender, like a placeholder. Like you don't want to see the Dallas Mavericks in the playoffs if you're the Denver Nuggets.
Fully healthy.
Yeah, and I know they have Jokic, right? And I know they have Jamal Murray, and I know they have Porter Jr. I know they have that. I know they have Aaron Gordon,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't have a Luka, which in my mind I wouldn't take 3 of those Denver Nuggets for Luka right now.
I wouldn't
Right.
either.
Right, and then also you have a dude that's been there and done that in Kyrie, who's unguardable in the playoffs.
Yep.
Right. But the concerning thing, if you're Denver, is maybe I can dodge Dallas. But you know who you probably can't dodge? You can't dodge Dallas and the Suns at the same time. Eventually,
Nope, you got to eventually play one of them at least.
yeah. Eventually you'll have to play one of those teams. Right? And you're I think Denver is hoping that Dallas will play the Suns in some weird matchup, but eventually, you got to pay the piper at some point.
Man, let me ask you a question about the Suns, man. What's your opinion on that whole move? Like, just in general, like, what's your opinion on the whole entire move? Do you think they got better? You think they got hurt? Do you see them possibly being a championship contender now? Because a lot of people thinking they're gonna be the favorites to win the championship now because of that move. Like, what's your opinion on that whole thing?
I think they got significantly better, right? Because what happens is they had like a big 2.5-ish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With a lot of role players, right? It's like your shoe collection. You know how you wouldn't probably know anything about shoe collections, man, but it's like in your shoe collection.
I got a nice little few.
but say for those of us like in the shoe. See, I have a shoe collection like the Phoenix Suns. Like I have some great ones, right? I have great shoe Jordan 1s, Jordan 11s.
Yep, I'm a huge Jordan 11 fan. I got a bunch of them.
The Olympic pennies.
Okay.
So I have some of those, right? Mm-hmm. But I also have a whole bunch of beaters. You know what I'm saying? Like in my collection, notice I didn't say Yeezys or anything like that. I didn't say
I don't have any either.
Above and beyond, right? Yeah. Right. So if you're the Phoenix Suns, before the trade, you had good streetwear. Like you had Booker, Paul, Bridges, Johnson, and all the role players. But now you consolidate that other stuff into KD. And basically that's what they did. They consolidate Mikal Bridges and all of that into, hey, here come my guy. Let me bring my guy in real quick, right?
Uh-oh.
Here come the third member. All right, the third member of the joint. Hey, y'all. I'm introducing the creator and curator of one of the dopest YouTube channels on YouTube. One of the dopest sports channels on YouTube is We Talk Hawks. Let me bring in my main man, Damon.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing. So cold, behold, frostbite they feeling. I can tear you apart.
Yo, what's good, family?
Hey, what's up,
Mom's good, man.
What's good, family? How y'all doing, man?
Pretty good, man. You got the intro?
Yeah, that was dope, man.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Yeah, man. Just a little something, man. Just to show appreciation, man, for you guys, man. Y'all put out dope content and all of that, man. Just want to show that the YouTubers out here, that we don't just watch Lawrence Tears, but we rock with y'all, man. We really rock with y'all, man. Y'all put out that dope content. It's like a must watch some nights. It's like, the night ain't complete unless I see Damon either going in or the Hawks man's having a meltdown. Hey. Yo, I can't go to sleep.
I gotta watch a show before I go to bed, Damon. Usually, man, I got it going on in the background while I'm like taking a shower at night or something, man. And all of a sudden my wife be like, "You turn that down?" Like, hey, let me listen to my boy Damon, man. I gotta hear what they gotta say.
Yeah, man. So that's just a little thing, a little appreciation, man. I was thinking about y'all, man. I was like, yo, the three of us can't come on here together, man, without some fireworks or something like that, man. So we were just talking about the trade deadline just a little bit. Just the trade deadline just a little bit, but how things at Hawkland? How's the Hawk Nest nowadays, bro?
Man, give me 1 second.
Bless you.
Thank you. Man, it's a lot of turmoil going on right now, man. All these fans want Nate McMillan fired. The front office don't want to fire him. All because they don't want to look bad. Just a lot of uncertainty going on also, man. Like, this season's not going as planned. which could lead to some bad moves down the line, such as a DeJounte Murray not re-signing with us. Then if we do fire Nate McMillan, who gonna replace him? You know, so it's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of turmoil going on. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, what can you do, man? I mean, the Hawks put themselves in this position. You feel me?
Right. Hey, so Euro Chuck Norris, thank you for the
Glow Yard. What's good?
Yeah, man. Mavs fans in the building. Appreciate the generous contribution. So he shouted us out. Shout out to myself and the Lawrence Kids fam. Shout out to Relle and King Kai from
King.
Yeah, man, from We Talk Mavs.
I wanted to get him on, man.
To D from We Talk Hawks, man. It's a YouTube collaboration, man. I'm excited, you know what I'm saying, about the opportunity to rock with y'all, man. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, boss. Before you got here, we was talking about the Suns. Like the Suns do trade for a star in season. Yo.
Hey,
come on.
Chris Paul don't have no excuse now.
Nope, no excuse, man. No, but to answer, kind of piggyback off what you said earlier, Freezie, about the Suns thing, I agree with you. Me and King talked about this on our show. We talked about the fact that you traded all three of your 3-and-D guys.
Yep.
So now you're going to be asking KD to be more of a 3-and-D guy now. You know what I'm saying? And it feels like they're more top heavy now with those 4 guys. Now, you being top heavy, are those top heavy players good enough to get you that ring? We're going to have to wait and see. But as far as the makeup of their team, I agree with you, because I said this the same kind of negative talk that they gave us when we got Kyrie, we gave up, Dorian Finney. The Suns gave up 3 of those guys. You know what I'm saying? 3 right. Dorian Finney-Smiths off their team. Right. So now, like I said, you're asking KD now to be more of that, like you said, those 3 guys in one now. You know what I mean? So, like I said, man, we're gonna see.
But you know what though? Those peripheral players, bro, those dudes have proven that they can't get the Phoenix Suns over the hump.
Is it them?
Yeah. No. Because you have to don't look at it as in a vacuum, right? Mm-hmm. Look at it as those 3 guys plus Chris Paul and Devin Booker, right? Then now look at KD plus Chris Paul and Devin Booker. What does the team look like? Does the team look different? Yes, right? Because what happens is the offensive stress that was, Suns go through these slumps where they can't score with Chris Paul off the floor. Now you don't get that. Now when Devin Booker and KD are on the floor, you just can't double team Devin Booker because Chris Paul's not on the floor, right? Now you have to play Devin Booker straight up and hope that your double team works on Kevin Durant. Because double teams, cats like that, generational talents, double team things. Now, what is a double team? What is a double team on Luka? I watched the Knicks double team Luka, and he still went for 60, bro.
Bro,
most
double team player in the league, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Still get you 34 a game.
That's what I mean. And so now, because think about it. Think about the Mavs. The Mavs are going to say something like, man, we gave up Dorian Finney-Smith, man, to get Kyrie, man. I mean, I like Dorian Finney-Smith. Mm-hmm. You ain't like Dorian Finney-Smith that much.
Thank you.
That you would regret a Kyrie Irving trade. Let's be real.
Look, me and King talked about this, matter of fact, yesterday, right? We've pretty much had our team the same core of players for the last Luka been in the league 5 years, so probably 6-7 years. You want to add in a Dwight Powell and a Dorian and all those guys and the Maxis and all those guys, right?
Right.
And it's you have these core players that our fan base seem to want to hold on to, and they love them so much that it's to the point like I said, if you're getting rid of Dorian and you're getting a talent like a Kyrie, I would do that every day, twice on Sunday, right? With no questions asked. And so for people to sit there and make it seem like, oh, we just pretty much just bought it in when we got rid of Dodo, I had to tell folks, Dodo's main strength was supposed to be his defense.
Right.
If that's the case, then why are we ranked 24th in defense? If he's supposed to be his main staple, he's supposed to be our pillar on defense. Not this is not any disrespect to Dodo. I like Dodo.
Right.
But listen, man, we've had you for the last X amount of years. And the only year out of the time you were here, we had a top 10 defense was last year.
Right.
And a lot of that had to do with the fact that Luka finally bought into the defensive side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't have a center. Still don't have a center now. Yet you still have the same, defensive efficiency that you've been having with you being the defensive guy, the anchor or whatever people want to say. And yet we still weren't getting anywhere with that. Right. So if you're telling me you're going to trade a guy like Dodo, which, like I said, I like Dodo. And I'm not saying get rid of him like I can't stand him or anything. But if you're telling me we can get something of value back for a guy like that, I would have to do it, man. Roster. Yeah, you have. Listen, man, you had the same exact people, same core people for, like I said, 6, 7, however many years it's been, bro. Like, and you have a player like Luka.
It don't matter how many times you change the coach if the personnel the same, bro.
Yeah, thank you. Like, you have the player like Luka, right? Listen, let's be honest. Luka's at that level now that if he does not win a championship at any point in his career, it is a failure.
Yep. It's
a failure. He's at that level now. Yep. Like players like, say, a Dame Lillard, if Dame Lillard doesn't win a championship, nobody's going to kill him. Now, it'd be nice if he gets a championship, right, to add to his legacy. But people going to say that, he's a top 75 all time. Duke is one of the best point guards of his generation, blah, blah, blah. They're not going to kill him if he doesn't get a ring. Right. But a player like Luka, a player like Jokic, a player like, Embiid, a player like Giannis, those guys will get killed if they don't get a ring. Right. And Luka's at that level now. If he does not get a ring, they're going to kill him. So if you can do anything to try to enhance this team around Luka, man, you got to do it, man. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah, you definitely don't let no Benny Smith stop you from no Kyrie.
Thank you. Like I said, I know we got some Mavs fans in here. I'm not saying y'all heard me say this on our show. I'm not saying that I did not like Dodo, but if you're telling me we have an opportunity, I don't care who the player is. If you have an opportunity to upgrade your team, I got to do it. I'm sorry.
Right. Right. No doubt, bro.
I definitely salute y'all, man, because that's a big risk y'all taking right there.
Yeah,
considering he could be a free agent at the end of the season. So, I mean, at the end of the day, like I was telling our fans, I wish our ownership would just take a chance sometimes to just go all in. And you know what?
Right.
And if it don't work, it don't work. And you just be like, you know what? At least we made an effort. It's time to start it over instead of, just half-assing attempts, be just good enough to make the playoffs so they can get these little extra games, get their little extra, sold out arenas and fill their pockets. Because that's what our owner's doing. Our owner not gonna do nothing. We had another sellout against the Knicks. That's all he cared about. As long as we sell it out and we just barely good enough to make the playoff or the play-in, it's a win for him. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question on that. Because I was listening to y'all guys, and I remember like a few times y'all brought up the fact that y'all gave up so much for DeJounte Murray. Do you think that's the reason why y'all haven't made any other significant moves of that caliber, because you gave up so much for him? And it's like, okay, like the ownership is so scared they're scared to kind of mess up again. Like, that's how I kind of felt I kind of felt that way with us. I felt like because of the KP trade and it had kind of backfired a little bit, Mark Cuban was like real timid on trying to pull that trigger for another player, because moves like that where you're giving up that much asset, man, that can set you back if it does not work. You know what I'm saying? So do you think that maybe they're a little scared, a little timid to kind of make another move like that because it could set them back, or do you just think like, they're just not trying to spend no money in general?
Oh, right now they're just not trying to spend no money. I mean, don't get me wrong, we couldn't really we can't. That's why the trade deadline, I wasn't expecting nothing. That's why I kept putting.
Yeah, you did say that.
That's how we ain't finna do nothing. That's exactly what they did. We traded. Listen, our defense has gotten worse and worse and worse. We was like at one point in the season we was like 12. Now I think we like 20. We 20 something now. And what did they do? They trade 5 second-round picks because we didn't really have nothing left of value, and that we wanted to give up to trade. To go get Saddiq Bey, who he gives it a different look on offense, but guess what? His defensive rating is 119.7. So,
y'all gave up 5 second-round picks for that dude?
But the thing with Saddiq Bey is not just that though. Saddiq Bey's thing, man. Because what happened is about a month ago, the Knicks were, the talk around the league or in Knicks universe was, go get OG Anunoby, go get Saddiq Bey. And then when I look at their defensive ratings, I'm like, for what? But then I watched the Pistons game, bro. man, what Dwayne Casey and them doing in Detroit is a travesty, bro. They awful. They terrible.
Hey, he on the hot seat too, Freezie. If you heard about that.
Yo, he should be on the hell seat. You know what I'm saying? Because man, I watched Sadiq Bey get beat, right? Mm-hmm. But nobody on the defense like tried to help this dude. The dude gets screened before he can recover. They hit his man with a pass, and his man go to the rim and dunk. And then they center is like, what you want me to do? How about be a center?
And Dwayne Casey was our defensive coordinator. We won the championship.
How about be a center? It's the same thing that I watched the Knicks and Hawks, right? Mm-hmm. Last night, right? I watched the Hawks be down by 8. Hawks down by 8. Trey Young knowing that he can get it to a 2-possession game. So Nate McMillan can coach the game different because coaches coach different in a 2-possession game. You can do more stuff, right? When it's 2 possessions, because if it's 2 possessions in a 5-point game, right? You don't need a 3-pointer. If you get a 2 at the rim, it's still a 1-possession game.
Just go ahead and get a stop.
Trey Young, dumbass, come down and takes a 30-foot 3. The Knicks get the rebound in transition, go the other way and dunk. Now instead of it being stuck at a 3-possession game with the ability to cut it to a 2-possession game, it's a 4-possession game.
Mm-hmm.
And that has nothing to do with the coach. And so that's what I'm saying about Sadiq Bey. I watched the Pistons, right? Mm-hmm. Sadiq Bey, the other team, knowing Sadiq Bey is a decent defender, right? They scheme for that decent defender. They screen him half to death, get him rubbed off. He get beat. Because this is the thing with young teams that people don't realize. Young players have low basketball IQ because they don't have experience.
Right.
Not because they're dumb players, but it's just they need minutes.
It's a different beast in the NBA compared to college and all that. So
yeah. Sadiq Bey gets rubbed off a man. No weak side defense. They looking at Sadiq Bey like Sadiq Bey's supposed to be the Matrix and morph through people to stay with the man. And nobody points out that the pass wasn't contested, right? Nobody switched, and there was no weak side defense. So what it looks like is Sadiq Bey gave up a layup. You know what I'm saying? And while this is basketball nerd stuff, this is nerdy basketball stuff, people are like, well, Obi Toppin has a better defensive rating than OG Anunoby, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Sadiq Bey, right?
Right.
But as a Knicks fan, I know Obi ain't no defender. It don't matter what his numbers look like, bro.
You gotta listen, man. You gotta eye test, man. Like we got a person who follows our channel, man. He's real quick to throw numbers out, right? And every time he throws numbers out, I was like, bro, I can name multiple examples with the eye test,
right?
Why those numbers are flawed, bro. You know what I mean? Like sometimes the numbers are there to help you put it into perspective, right?
Right.
But if you can still have common sense and say, this person defensive rating is this and that and this, like 105 or whatever. But it's like, but I'm watching you in crucial moments get cooked every time, right? So it's like you got to use you got to kind of be smart with it, man. You got to be a balance with those numbers, and it's got to be a balance with that eye test. So I agree, man. I agree.
I'm thinking. I think the Atlanta Hawks are basically preparing for the future. I disagree because I disagree with D on some stuff. I think the Hawks do have the assets to go out and improve. I just don't think the ownership has a clear direction on which way they want to go.
Damon, listen. I thought we didn't have assets either. We ended up getting Kyrie. So.
We're not giving up, but see, that's the asset. We're not giving up our young players. That ain't even going. No AJ, who in the Rising Stars game.
Yep.
No Jalen Johnson. We ain't gonna move him.
Yep.
If anything, we're gonna try to. What we need to do. Get off Bogdanovich. Get what you can for him. You know what I'm saying? Because he got a player option that he gonna opt in next year.
Yep.
How much is it?
$18 million.
Yeah, he gonna keep.
He not.
If we can get off him, I mean, we pretty much basically got to run the shit back next year. To be honest with you,
right?
We don't have no cap space.
They got y'all picked this year.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that's why I was like, shit. That's why I was like, tank the season. At least that way we can use our pick. Because, shit, we gave up basically 4 picks, 3 and a pick.
Oh, it's a protected pick.
Huh?
This year's protected?
The ones we gave up?
Yeah.
I think two. I think one of them is. I think I got to
Okay.
double
Okay.
check.
Dang. So y'all give up 3 unprotected picks along with the 1 protected for
Yeah,
DeJounte?
Yep.
I don't quote me on that. I got to double check. I can't remember, but it's 3 picks
But
in a.
but it
So I got
sounds very
4
hawkish.
total. It's 4 total. But see, at the time, I thought Travis Slink was making the G calls. So I'm like, hey, if Travis Slink think that's a good haul, I'm all for it. Because one thing Travis Slink don't do, he don't get beat in no deals. He ain't
Right.
got beaten when he was with us. He ain't get beat in no deal. So I'm thinking he approved it. So I wasn't even concerned. I was like, I don't care about them picks. If Travis Slink think it's a move, come to find out, it was Travis Slink didn't want to do the move.
Oh,
He said it was too much.
right.
But guess what? Nick Russell and Landry Fields, since they buddy with Trey, and that's who Trey wanted, because
Right.
they became friends at the All-Star game last year. They went ahead and did it.
Right.
And
Right.
it just so happened we had the exact same record last year that we have this year. The exact same.
Right.
1 game under 500.
Right. With mortgage in the future, y'all exactly the same.
Yeah.
So the only way we gonna get better, we got 2 ways we can get better. Like I was telling them cats, fire the coach, get another coach in here. But the coach to me don't even matter because the way that the organization is set up with Trey Young having access to, Landry Fields and access to the owner's son, Nick Wrestler.
Right.
The only coach you're gonna get in here is a yes man because you're not gonna get somebody with respectability and pedigree who's gonna come in here and say and gonna allow, Trey Young to have that type of access to the front office like that. Because then why you gonna be the coach? If you know what I'm saying? If you can't coach the player, you feel me?
Right.
But we in the
And the thing too, Devon, y'all gotta have a direction, man.
Yeah, that's the.
Everybody gotta be on the same accord. You gotta have a direction. Because we going through that same thing here, man. It's like you got too many voices.
Yes,
What's
man.
going on? What direction we going? We need to know something.
If you look a couple of my tweets, that's what I put, man. I said, listen, first thing the organization need to do, what are we doing? Are we trying to win or we're not trying to win? Okay. But that's
You do not want to be in the middle.
Right,
Trust
that's
me.
what's going to dictate the moves you need to make. If we're not trying to win, then we need to go and get off some of these contracts. Try to get off a Collins contract. Definitely try to get off that bogey stuff. If we're trying to compete, but like I tell them, Cat, look for disgruntled stars.
Yep, you got to.
If I'm gonna give up an AJ, like I told him, I trade a Jalen Johnson and an AJ if I'm getting up. All NBA player, not an all-star player, all NBA player.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I roll the dice like that, but I'm not rolling the dice for no 1 to 2-time all-star dude. I'm not rolling the dice like that for Pascal Siakam. I ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because we already stuck where we at right now. And they're not going to fire the coach because these dudes don't want to look bad, okay?
Right.
Because, like I tell people, we the only organization with the coach. That's why I be telling these Hawks fans. I be like, what are y'all talking about, bro? Y'all want Nate McMillan fired. And I keep telling them he's already quit.
Yeah.
The ownership talked him into staying. He already quit.
Yeah.
Y'all need to be mad at the front office for not firing. Just fire him. I don't get it. Just walk in and say, Nate, we don't need you no more. Thank you for your service. Woo, woo, woo. Let one of the assistants take over, but they don't want to look bad, man. That front office don't want to look bad amongst other front offices, fans, and that's what I be telling these cats. Y'all every day y'all blame Nate McMillan. I'm telling y'all get our team getting coached by a dude who don't want to be here.
Yep. And but when I watch him, when I watch him, right? When I watch him, the look on Nate's face is like legit. I saw the play by Trey Young, bro. And I'm not knocking somebody else. Like I'm not a Hawks hater. I just love basketball, right? I'm not hating on the Hawks, you know what I'm saying, or any NBA team for that matter. I just love the game, right? But in a game when you were down by 17 and y'all cut the lead to 8, you know what I'm saying, and all you need is a made basket to cut it to a 2-possession game. you come down and shoot a contested 30-footer and then don't get back on defense, that has nothing to do with Nate McMillan, bro. That has zero to do with Nate McMillan.
You can't tell fans that, man. I was on the way home from work. I'm listening to 92.9 The Game, man. And them cats, a lot of these cats, they just happy we got a star player, so they feel he could do no wrong. They so excited. But I be telling these cats, like, see, that's why I tell them. That's why I'm not fans of players. You know what I'm saying? I'm an Atlanta Hawk fan. Just like I tell them, if Trey Young leave, bro, it'll suck. But what you gonna do? Like I tell them, man, I was here before he got here.
Yep.
I'll be here when he gone. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he leave as a champion. But guess what? Like I tell these fans, we need to get another president of basketball operations who has no affiliation with none of these cats, so they can give us a non-biased look at this team and make some real decisions without offending anybody.
Let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this on that line of thinking, right? What's the odds on y'all looking into bringing in Bob Myers from the Golden State Warriors?
Slim to none.
Wait, Bob Myers gonna be a free agent?
Yeah, he don't have a contract now.
Bro,
you serious?
Yes.
Yeah, we just had Travis Slink, bro, and the owner's son and Landry Fields ran him up out of here.
And they used to work together, right?
Huh?
Slink and Myers have a connection, right?
Slink came from Golden State.
Right, that's what I thought. Yeah.
He worked for Bob Myers. Yeah, he was one of his assistant general managers.
Right.
Yeah, ain't nobody coming here, man. Ain't nobody coming to this shit show. That's why I be trying to tell these fans, man. I be like, bro, y'all over here in La La Land. We need to get Udoka. Bro, why would Udoka come here and have no power?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
how many times I got to tell these people this stuff, man? Until Trey Young, Landry Fields, Nick Ressler give up power and allow the coach to coach. And like I said earlier, and be able to coach and discipline players if he needs to. And you know, stuff like that. No one's coming here. No one.
Right.
And next year, I'm going to be right up here saying the same junk over and over again. Only difference is we paying these dudes $200 million, $100 million, still paying Collins on that. What he down to $75 million. But I mean,
y'all should have got rid of him when y'all had the chance, man.
Bro, Travis,
y'all been hearing his name for the last 3-4 years.
Bro,
like, his stock is falling, man.
He had him traded, bro, for Harrison Barnes in a first-round pick, but the owner stopped him.
Get out. Are you serious?
I ain't lying, bro. All this shit we in is because of the owner and his son, dog. That's the only reason.
And the owner's son is like, what, 25?
Yeah, man.
No, you serious?
Yes, the owner's son is like 25.
Bro, that's why we in this predicament, man. Bro, do you know Travis Slink, he quit.
Yep.
He quit, bro. I never seen a general manager quit just in the middle of a season. Just quit.
Yeah. Yep.
And he wasn't under no pressure. And guess what? They still paying his. He got all his money. He was old because he had signed an extension like a year ago.
Yep.
$40 million, bro.
And they still paying him.
We gave him $40 million.
Yeah, man.
So what's the name's son ain't even old enough to even been through nothing yet. He make decisions.
Meanwhile,
I didn't know that. I mean, I talk about him, but I didn't know that's how old he was. That's crazy.
He gonna pay Travis Slink $40 million, but he's scared to go on a luxury tax on the football. I mean, on the team, because then that's the only reason we traded Kevin Huerter, dog. Like I told him, I said, bro, it's just a money move. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Traded Kevin Huerter for nothing.
Gallinari.
You know what I'm saying?
The Gallinari move. I'm glad y'all did the Gallinari move though.
Because I didn't think Gallinari was worth $20 million.
No, I didn't think. But he was worth those clutch buckets though. You can go to Gallinari. He'll get you buckets.
Yeah, Gallinari was a walking at least 20 points, man.
Yeah, especially like that. Like what I was saying when the team is down 8, they scratched their way back from 17. You could have gave it to Gallinari and he would have cut that lead to 6.
But he ain't worth $20 million. I'm sorry.
Nah, he ain't worth that.
Yeah, what he doing now?
He out for the season.
Yeah, he out for the season. Yeah.
We almost got him too. I'm kind of glad we dodged that bullet.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the Hawks thing is intriguing in that, if they get a team president that comes in
A
and
respectable president.
and establishes a direction. And in my opinion, DeJounte Murray and Trey Young and DeAndre Hunter and Clint Capella are too old for a rebuild, right? Those are the players that are in that Luka range, like we was talking about like 30 minutes ago, where they at that age where they want to win. You know what I'm saying? You got to either build a team around that young core, and that means sacrificing them babies,
Right.
or get them dudes out of here and build around them babies. Build around AJ Griffin, Onyeka Okongwu, and all the other. That's my opinion, right? And I know we're at an age where point guards are hard to come by, but are they really? In one calendar year, the Mavs traded for a Hall of Fame level point guard, and we signed one in free agency. So is it hard finding a replacement for Trey Young?
I miss him, by the way, Freezie. I really miss him, man.
Trading Trey Young, pimp.
I know it.
Ain't happy.
I know. Trey Young is the best thing to happen to the Hawks since.
Let me ask you a question, Devon. You think he's the right person to build around for the future?
No.
I think he's to be honest, I think he's a number 2.
Yeah.
Because of his size.
I can see that.
Because of his size. Like I tell people, I said if Trey Young was 6'6", he'd be one of the best players. He'd be a top fucking player in the league. You know what I'm saying? But he's so short, and it makes him a liability on defense.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think we need another star player. And when I say star, see, DeJounte Murray to me is, when I say star, is not a star to me. He a one-time All-Star.
One, yeah.
Okay. I say star, man, if you've made all NBA, first, second, third team. That's the star to me.
See, look, I got levels, man. I did a video on this like about a year and a half ago. I look at players in 3 different levels. You got superstar, you got all-star, and you have star.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't see. I mean, yeah, DeJounte went to the All-Star game, like you said, but he only went like one time, so I kind of put him in that level of a star. You know what I'm saying?
I have him in that Chris Middleton range.
You think he's Chris Middleton?
Yeah, in that level, that occupy the Julius Randles, the Chris Middletons, the DeJounte Murrays,
those are third options to me.
Yeah,
you just named
on a championship level team. Yes,
the third options.
They're not as good or they're not as impactful as the Paul Georges or Kawhi Leonards, right?
Right.
And they're definitely not the Giannis's and Jokic's.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I said we need a star. We need another star player. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm willing. Like I said, Nate could just develop Jalen Johnson, because I think Jalen Johnson is a special talent.
Okay.
I think
he is, but the thing is Nate a developmental coach?
Yes.
Nate don't want to be here, man.
But you see Nate develop. You see Nate develop players in other places, and he don't get credit. Right? I mean, he developed a young shooting guard in Portland. Right? He developed a young small forward in Indiana.
Yeah, you're
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and so
that. You're right.
Now he's in Atlanta, and they won't even. These dudes is just out of. They don't have this. It's like watching the Hawks is like watching a high level Houston Rockets, bro.
Ooh.
The Houston Rockets, they just go out there, they just do whatever the hell they want to do. Basketball is they trying to get there, trying to establish. That's what it looked like to me. But then you have players like it looks like DeAndre Hunter wants to do the right thing. Looks like it. Right, you could see him screening away from the ball. Right, you could see him communicating on defense. Right, you could see the young cats like the Okongwu kid playing hard in limited minutes. Like the dude looked legit when he goes to the bench. He looked like he just wore out, exhausted. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you kind of want your big to do, in a young big to do in limited minutes. If you don't know what you're doing, just do something as hard as you can. You know what I'm saying? But then you have DeJounte Murray, and I like him, but court vision wise, it was Hawks open all night against the Knicks, and he wasn't passing the ball. They were Atlanta Hawks so wide open, bro. They could fair catch a pass from him. That's how wide open they were, and he didn't see him. And then Trey Young,
Hey, don't let Matt hear you say this, man.
bro, Trey Young legit don't want. Trey Young loves that Spalding so much, bro. He don't want to let it go, bro. Trey Young, give it the ball, bro. Let others touch it.
I mean, he did all right, man. Only problem with Trey Young this year is just his shooting is bad this year.
Yeah,
he's shooting the exact same percentage as his rookie year.
Jesus.
Yeah, last year he was on fire. 48% from the field, 38% from three. He was on fire. His shooting is down this year.
That's his career high across the board.
The problem is, Hunter has not made the step that he should have made already. He should be averaging 20 points a night, easy. He should be getting to the line 5 to 7 times a night from attacking and finishing at the lane. And all his best nights, that's exactly how he plays. Getting to the lane, getting to the free throw line. Now, even though that mid range from the free throw line is wet, but not always settling for that stuff. You feel me?
Right.
Missing that jump from him. We missing the shooting from Kevin Herter that them Holiday boys, Justin and them have not covered that. John Collins points where he can't help because his usage is going lower and lower. So I mean, this is numerous things wrong with us, man. You know, do I think changing the head coach is gonna solve that shit? No, not really. I think it'll solve a little bit of it, but I really think what we really need, a solid, no nonsense veteran on the team. Our senior player is John Collins. That's not gonna cut it. You know, we need a senior vet. You know, Solomon Hill. They could have brought him back. He cheap.
Should have brought him back.
And he don't even have to play. You know what I'm saying?
It's leadership, right?
Yeah, but we don't have that side. It used to be a couple years ago. It was Dwayne Dedman. So just like when he got released, I was like, okay, let's go pick up Dedman for some locker room presence. Didn't do that. Right. So I mean, but also our front office now, Landry Fields, they on some weird shit right now. Okay, they on some shit like player empowerment, some other stuff he was yapping about on the radio last week. Like, soon as I was like, player empowerment, what are we talking about here? What? So, and like, see, they on some weird stuff right now. And so hopefully the owner sees through this bullshit and decides, you know, at least next year, hey, yeah, this little experiment we doing is over with. Let me get somebody who knows what they're doing up in here. You know, Landry ain't been no GM of an NBA team by himself.
No.
That G League shit to me don't count.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Never. Right. And I can't believe that the owner actually got rid of a championship general manager who came from the best organizations in the NBA.
Yep.
And they let him do his job.
And Landry feel like when you say that out loud, that sounds so stupid. You know what I'm saying? And people had the nerve to blame Nate McMillan. I'm like, there's our problems right there. It's this ownership, this front office. That's what's doing us wrong, man. But yo, Freezie, I got to get rid of Roll, man, because I got to get up for work in the morning.
All right, boss. Hey, man, listen. So just want to say, man, appreciate you coming through, hanging out with us, man. We got to do this more often, and also appreciate the fact, man, y'all got a dope joint, man. On YouTube, man. Y'all keep doing y'all thing, man. You know, I'm trying to come through more often just to say, you know what I'm saying, hello to the Hawks fans, man, and letting them know we appreciate them. Appreciate y'all putting out dope content. I was yo, did you see the garage at the beginning of the intro?
Oh yeah.
That's where I just came from, man. That's why I was late. Hey, because I thought you was going to do that, like do the show within 30 minutes. I'm like, all right, cool. Then he was like, man, maybe he's just not going to do it. So I went in the garage. And when you said 10, I was like, ugh.
Yeah, man.
Be lit, bro. So
yeah, you know how it, man. When you got busy people, bro, it's hard to get the schedules right for everybody, man. Coordination, you know how it is.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know that's right, man. Shit.
Yeah, man. So,
But
all
I'm
right, bro. We'll hit you up, man. Appreciate you stopping through.
I appreciate rapping with y'all, man. It was
Already, man. Appreciate the man. Appreciate it, man.
All right, boss.
Peace.
Yep. Yeah, man. The Hawks seem to me like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. The Hawks seem to me like they in trouble, man.
It's
Like
all about not
weird,
having a direction, man.
It's like that weird thing. Like they have the ability to be upper echelon, bro. They just went to the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But instead of saying, "Hey, man, you know the Eastern Conference Finals was a thing," it seemed like they're like, "Nah, we want to be in the middle. We want to be in purgatory." That's an odd mentality. You know what I'm saying?
I was listening to your last show, and you had a great point when you talked about the Mavericks and the Hawks. You talked about the whole comparing to like you have chocolate now. I can't remember exactly how you said it. But you talking about having like chocolate, like yo, I finally got this chocolate or something like that. You said, oh well, pretty much you were saying like yo, we with our two organizations, it was like oh we made it here, we're good now.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to add on and build on and continuing to get to that point and beyond, right?
Yeah.
We talk about that, man. Like, I know me and King touch on it all the time. We talk about the fact, like, now see, the way we lost in the Western Conference Finals, I told him, I said, if we were going to lose, I'm glad we lost that way.
Right.
So that way, I mean, common sense will kind of tell you, like, yo, we're there, but we're not there yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, we still need to add this, add that, right? You know, Nico comes out and he's talking about, yo, we need to add more depth, we need to add size, all that stuff. So you're saying the right things. We like, yo, he okay, cool. So they're not gonna go in here to mind frame of, oh yeah, we made it, we're good with the team we got, type thing. It's like, okay, you understand what we have,
right?
You're almost there. Let's add some more pieces, flip this piece, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we go out and get Christian Wood. We trade him for a used baby diaper, a knee brace, and a wheelchair that's missing a wheel. You know what I'm saying? And
right. But what shape is that knee brace in, though? Is it a used knee brace too?
No, it's used. It's used.
Oh,
yeah, it's a used one, bro. That's what we gave up to get Christian Wood. So
right.
With that, him saying that, and then with that move, you're thinking, yo, we get it now. We got a guy who finally gets it.
Yeah.
But you see how that turned out, man. Man, let me shout out, man. I got to shout out to you, bro. Y'all doing your thing with Jalen Brunson, man.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say this, and just a little Knicks talk, man, just for a few minutes.
Yeah, go ahead, man. I'm down.
Yeah, I think the Knicks are in a really good place. I think what the Knicks are doing, the Knicks organization, what they've done is they've identified stuff that they need to fix on the floor that don't necessarily need personnel. Right? They're like, what basically I think what the Knicks said is this. What can we fix in-house? Right? And so when you look at the Hawks game is the prime example, right? The Knicks had trouble defending big guards, right? We had trouble defending big guards, man, like or guards that play big. Let me put it that way. Like defending any guard that played big, we just couldn't guard them, bro. Just couldn't. Right? We lost it the last time we played the Hawks. Before yesterday, the last time we played the Hawks, DeJounte Murray got to the same spot on the floor, bro. I swear it was torture.
Same.
It was torture. He got to the free throw line and put up that floater, and we just couldn't stop it, bro. We just couldn't stop it, right?
Right.
Now, it was the same thing with the James Hardens of the world, the Jaylen Browns of the world. They get to a certain spot and you just couldn't. No matter what we did schematically, we just couldn't stop it because at the end of the day, it was a man versus a man, right? So what happens is we go out and get Josh Hart.
Great pickup.
And so now DeJounte Murray has to fight to get to that spot, and now when he takes that shot, Josh Hart is all over him.
Yep.
Right? And so what it looks like in theory, what it looks like is, man, DeJounte Murray's shot is off the night. Nah.
You got a dog, man.
Nah, that thing that what it is the thing that was on tape that was killing us is no longer killing us because we solved the problem in house by going out externally and getting a guy for this specific situation.
Listen, y'all got two guys. Y'all didn't go out and get, try to go out and get a KD and a Kyrie and a Kawhi and all that. Y'all didn't do that.
Right.
Like you said, y'all identified the issue, and you made two very simple, intelligent moves. One issue y'all had last year, you had nobody who can steady your game,
Right.
can control the game. You have that now with Jalen Brunson. There's two things I want to touch on with Jalen Brunson in a minute, but I'm gonna tell you the other move y'all made was the Josh Hart move.
Yep.
When I heard y'all got Josh Hart, bro, I was like, yo,
Yes.
that's not gonna be a move that's flashy and sexy or whatever. A lot of people are not gonna talk about it, but bro, that is a very intelligent move because of the reason you just pointed out, right? So with Jalen Brunson, not only does that give y'all a steady point guard, that gives you somebody with experience,
Yep.
somebody with leadership,
Yep.
and somebody who can take pressure off of Julius Randle and who can perform on the big stage.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a guy now that can do all that. Saw what he did in the playoffs. He tough. The dude is physical.
Yeah.
Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson fit the embodiment of what New York is. When I was growing up, the New York Knicks were known as those guys kind of like the new age Detroit bad boy. They after beating you up, they physical, right? That's what Jalen Brunson is, and that's what Josh Hart is. Josh Hart is a physical defender.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson is a physical offensive player. You know what I'm saying? So those two guys will fit with a guy like a Julius Randle, who is also a physical player.
Yep.
And so, like I said, with those two guys, they embody the idea of what the New York Knicks actually are, man. I gotta give y'all kudos, man. That's two of the most intelligent moves I've seen the Knicks make in a while, man. To where, like I said, it's not flashy, but is it producing wins? Yes.
And it has a trickle-down effect, too. The trickle-down effect for Knicks fans, and in general NBA fans, this is what I want you to recognize, too. The Josh Hart thing has a trickle-down effect. We're developing the kids. And we had the Knicks outside of, don't get it twisted. The Knicks, when you look at the Knicks, the average age of NBA teams will be like, okay, the Knicks are kind of old, right? Nah, the Knicks not old, bro. The age is skewed because we have guys like Derrick Rose, and Evan Fournier on the roster, right? But when you take that, when you realize that those guys are not in the rotation, they're just on the roster. The Knicks are playing a bunch of young guys. Jalen Brunson, in my mind, is young for this reason. This is his first time being the chief rocker of his own team.
Right.
He spent the previous 4 seasons being, being the tertiary guy, secondary playmaker to a generational talent. This year, you get to see what Jalen Brunson can do with his own team, right? Jalen Brunson's young. Julius Randle, this is Julius Randle's 3rd team, right? This is the 3rd team he played for, right? Julius Randle, his development was slowed. He didn't have full development. He didn't start developing until he got here. He never made an all-star team before he got here. He was never a 20 and 10 guy before he got here. He gets here. He gets developed into a guy, right? And then you look at RJ Barrett's 22. Quentin Grimes is 23-ish. Emmanuel Quickly is 23-ish. Obi Toppin is 23. Mitchell Robinson is 24. So the roster overall is young. Miles McBride is young, right? The Knicks have been playing. Isaiah Hartenstein is young. Jericho Sims is young. And so what happens is you bring in a veteran like Josh Hart to play with the older vets that we have in Randle and Brunson, those guys. Now you have like a set of 3 that can lead these kids to the next level. Now you don't have to depend on who's going to be available in free agency this summer because you're developing the kids along the way. It's one of the reasons why Dallas was kind of like, I don't know about giving up Josh Green
or Jaden Hardy,
right? I don't know. Let me, you know what I mean? And so it's one of them things where it's a domino effect. like these guys would Josh Green was dependent on for some stuff. I watched Josh Green. They wasn't dependent on him for nothing. And then I think it was the Denver Nuggets game where he was like 6 of 8 from 3 or 7
Something
out.
like that, yeah.
Yeah, and so he made a grand entrance on a grand stage because they were playing on an ESPN second window game against the league MVP. You know what I'm saying? All these things. And now everybody's like, wait a minute. Who's this dude, Josh Green?
Yeah.
He made a grand entrance. Basically like, yo, if you give me minutes, I could do this.
We talk about that, man. Man, we listen. We talk about the fact, like you said, that's the key. What you just said. Give these guys minutes, and let's see what they can do.
Right.
You know, and we got a bunch of other young guys on our team. You know that we've been kind of clamoring. Get them some minutes too. You know what I'm saying? Like McKinley Wright. You know what I'm saying? Guys like that, or Lawson, AJ Lawson. You know, like guys like that, man. Like, yo, get these guys.
Who's the other guy you mentioned? Who's the other guy you mentioned?
AJ Lawson.
Oh, for the Gamecock.
Yeah, Gamecock. Yeah. Shout out to my boy Bibbs, man. Yeah.
I used to see him play. You know, I live in South Carolina. I used to see him.
Oh yeah. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. He nice, man. He got hurt last night, so I'm hoping it's not too bad. But yeah. Like you said, man. Look, for the longest, before we had this Nico regime in here, Dallas didn't really take the draft serious. Yeah. And that hurt us for years, right? Because
we used to joke about the Mavs, like who's the oldest team in the league? The Mavs. You ain't got to look.
Yeah.
you ain't got to look.
Because see, people think that we have a young team, right? But not remember, we had at the time we had like Dodo, he's 30, Spencer 30, Maxi Kleber 30, Matt the White Powell 30, Tim 30. You know what I'm saying? Like they automatically assume because these guys haven't been in the league that long. Technically, they haven't been in the league that long. Like the White Powell. I mean, I'm sorry, not the White. Like Finney, I think Dorian came in after his senior year in college or whatever. Right. Maxi came in the league at like 25. So technically, yes, they have not been in the league that long, but they are older players. Like our youngest players really are Luka, Josh Green, Jaden Hardy, and if you want to throw in Frank, I don't even really count Frank, but Frank, those are really our 4 youngest guys or whatever. Overall, we're actually an older team.
Right. And, but the thing about Dallas though is I think Dallas is acknowledging, and I think that NBA understands that Dallas is pushing all their chips into the center of the table. Right. I don't too much think he's pushing their chips to the center. This is what I think. Shout out to Tim McMahon. So whenever we hear anything from like a Tim McMahon or a Mark Stein, those are 2 guys who've been tied in with the Mavericks since I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, so whatever they say Mavericks are doing or whatever, you need to take it as gospel. I'm not saying all the time, but most of the time, it's what they say is happening with it, right? Yeah. So I kind of saw this for myself too. Like, just from us not making another move during the trade deadline, it looks like what Dallas is doing, and I think Tim McMahon said that he talks to some people in the front office. They kind of look at this as a 2-year project. Right. You got the big piece was getting Luka a second star in Kyrie, right? Yep. So now we're gonna have a bunch of guys. I don't have a list in front of me right now, but we're gonna have. Matter of fact, me and King named them off last night. We're gonna have a bunch of guys this coming summer who's either gonna be free agents or they're gonna have like 1 year left on their contract. So it's gonna be a little bit easier to move guys around and get some other pieces in here this offseason. So it's gonna be a 2-year process as far as getting up the proper team around, because the key now is gonna be to build around hopefully Luka and Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they're planning to do. I don't know if I don't know the situation on what's the contract situation gonna be with Kyrie. I don't know. They kind of keep it tight lip right now. Yeah, nobody really knows. ESPN them gonna speculate. Oh, he's not staying. They don't know nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like us in here in Dallas don't even know. Right. And so for me, I'm not worried about it right now. I'm more worried about what can we get out of this season. You know what I'm saying? Like that other stuff can come later. I'm not worried about that. Because right now I feel like Luka has probably the most talent that he's probably played with ever in his career, if as far as Kyrie and Christian Wood. Right. Now the only issue we're having is, I don't know if you saw our video from yesterday. Me and King was just ranting and all that stuff, man. Like it's the way Jason Kidd is handling the roster right now, man. It's not a good look right now.
the way he's kind of playing around with Christian Wood's minutes and stuff like that. It's the inconsistencies with his minutes.
Right.
This is a guy that y'all gave up a first round pick for, and y'all tossed him to a side like he dirty laundry. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no way any team in this league would have Theo Pinson playing up with Christian Wood. Theo Pinson.
Right.
Theo Pinson, Freezie. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we talking about a guy that was not getting any minutes until now. Now, all of a sudden, you are a key rotational player over Christian Wood, one of the most efficient players in the league. Right. We talking about a guy that's averaging
offensively.
Offensively, yes.
Very efficient. Yeah.
Very efficient, bro. Like, we talking about 55% from the field, 40% from three. They had a stat yesterday where this dude is the leading scorer in the league when it comes to playing for players averaging under 30 minutes a game.
Right.
He's a leading scorer in the league for players averaging under 30. Now, you probably asking, why is he under 30 minutes? That's a question we're trying to figure out for ourselves. Like I said, it should be nowhere on God's green earth. Theo Pinson is getting more minutes than Christian Wood. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry. Frank Ntilikina should not be starting over Christian Wood. None of that stuff, man.
Right. Right. I think you guys have a internal struggle thing going on. Like what it is Kidd wants everybody to buy into the Jason Kidd system. Right? Mm-hmm. Jason Kidd, in my mind, is a developmental coach.
He is. I give him credit for that. He
Kenny
is.
Atkinson.
He is.
You bring in a Jason Kidd or a Kenny Atkinson when you're at a certain level. But when you want to get to the next level, then you have to look at, and I know this is going to sound weird, right? But you have to look at the Frank Vogel's type coaches, that the Rick Carlisle type, and I know y'all had Rick Carlisle already, but those are the guys that can take those young, halfway developed kids and teach them how to play NBA basketball, right? Because the thing is Theo Pinson should not be playing. Theo Pinson should not be on a roster, let alone playing. Frank Ntilikina
he should be down in G League somewhere, man.
Yes, right. You don't give a Theo Pinson a roster spot, and when you can give that roster spot to a young kid that you can develop.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But Theo Pinson being on the one thing about Theo Pinson, for his lack of athleticism and his lack of overall skills, is he is a smart basketball player. That's one thing you can't. Theo Pinson's probably gonna be an assistant coach in the league somewhere.
Yeah. Right.
When Theo Pinson stops telling jokes and actually talks about basketball, bro, it's a high IQ dude. Reggie Bullock knows basketball, bro. Like, knows where to be, can direct your defense. But when it comes to him doing it all the time, he ain't necessarily that guy.
It's a different subject. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So these guys are high IQ guys, like, good to have on the team, good to have on a bus ride, the airplane. Like, yo, we lost by 2. This is what we did wrong, blah, 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 blah. Putting them on the floor over Christian Wood is a crime, right? It's a crime. It's like, and we have a guy like that in Evan Fournier. Evan Fournier knows what to do. He knows where to be. Can he get there all the time?
Right.
Like, Evan Fournier is a calculated risk taker. Sometimes you see him shoot the 3. You're like, Ev, why you shoot the? Oh, good shot. You know what I'm saying? That's
all we need. Okay, cool, Chris. Good shot. All right.
Yeah. That's Evan Fournier, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think a lot of teams have that. But what I would say with the Mavs, and I don't watch all Mavs games, man. To be honest with you, I probably catch about, because when you have League Pass, bro, there's so many games going on.
Yeah,
it's basically matchup dependent. Like, if the Nuggets playing the Warriors, I ain't watching the Mavs. I'm sorry, it ain't nothing against Mavs. You know what I'm saying? But it's like when the Sixers playing the Celtics, ain't nobody watching the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's one of those things, man, where with the Knicks, I think in-house we have very smart people identifying troubles on the floor And what they do is they try to fix stuff in house. You can see adjustments in game, right? Like bringing in Josh Hart to guard big guards makes sense. And they've also in a weird twist have started putting Obi Toppin on big wing players. You know what I'm saying? And it's been working a little bit.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, is that working?
Now I'm not going to jump out the window for Obi,
Right?
but you can see like Obi maybe embracing the challenge. I still wish he would stop bringing pocketbooks to the game, and I still wish he would stop smiling so much. You know what I'm saying? I wish he would, like, for a dude 6'9", 220, you wish he had like a mean streak.
Right.
But the mean streak ain't there. He like those hyenas on that movie, The Lion King. You remember that movie, The Lion King? The hyenas always like always laughing. You wish they would be mean. You know what I'm saying?
Man, look, Freezie, you want to go back to the Anthony Mason, Charles Smith days, huh?
Yeah, like come on, Obi, don't help them. Obi had knocked them down accidentally and go try to help them up, and the other team.
Oh no.
Oh, get out of him, get off my man, and he fighting through them. I knocked him down accidentally. Let me help him. Now, Obi, spit on him while he down there. Obi, come on, do something.
Kind of nudge him a little bit while he down there.
Yeah. But anyway, but ultimately, what I'm saying about the Knicks is the internal improvement is where the Knicks, I think, thrive at. Like they're in a pocket. I think ultimately the way they construct a roster may be flawed, but you can't be mad at them correcting in their process, like in their belief system. They can make corrections to their belief system, whereas other organizations don't have a clue.
You see how long we kept KP?
Yeah.
So you're right.
But y'all traded offense for defense though, because with KP, I think I saw somewhere where with Porzingis, the Mavs had 2 of the top 20 most efficient offenses ever with Kristaps Porzingis.
So
like 3 years ago, I think I had the number 2 most efficient offense ever with Porzingis.
So there, okay. So
defensively,
yeah. So okay. So with the offensive thing, right? The thing was Porzingis was one of the worst post-up players in like the league history, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about a dude that's 7'3" that couldn't post up anybody who was a foot smaller than him. I think his post-up percentage was like 30% or something like that. And it was to the point like because of his style of play, and it was hard for him to get efficient while he was on the court. So you thought the easiest bucket for him would be the post up, but you're like a 30% post upper. You know what I'm saying? As far as being efficient, it made the offense kind of stagnant, and it made it hard to get him in a rhythm. Right. As far as like, so you said we were better on defense with him. Is that what you said?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say that's a myth too. Like,
no, y'all were not. Y'all were terrible on defense.
Because people think because last year we had him, right. People were saying like, oh, we were fifth, in defense last year with him. It's like, but people don't remember he was out for like 2 weeks. Yeah. Almost 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Before he got traded.
Yeah.
And we were still, while he was out, we're still top 5 in defense.
Right.
So obviously you weren't the focal point of that defense.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, like I said, man, But
the fact that y'all could run a 5-out offense with Porzingis, the fact
in theory,
that y'all had driving lanes open all over the floor and spot up 3-point shooters that could knock down threes at a consistent clip, with the mindset that one of these guys is going to get scorching hot during the game. Whether it be
that's what you're doing this right here.
Yeah, but you don't know who that one guy is.
Yep, we don't.
You know what I'm saying?
I always say this, Freezie. We have guys who can shoot, but we don't have shooters. There's a difference, right?
Right.
Like Kyle Korver was a shooter.
Right.
Reggie Bullock can shoot.
Right.
He's not a shooter.
Yeah.
JJ Redick was a shooter.
Yeah.
No, Robert Covington can shoot.
Right.
He's not a shooter.
You know what I'm saying? So, right? Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like you said, you hoping one of those guys get hot. That's what we bank on right now. You got guys that you hoping can get hot. Because the only thing you ever ask as an NBA player is, hey, man, give me a chance to shoot a wide open, uncontested shot.
Right.
Luka leads the league in that. Like, setting people up for wide open shots. If like the last thing, like 3 years, something like that, he led the league in, like, players with uncontested threes.
Yeah.
But yet we're in the bottom of the league in made threes.
Yeah.
And it's like, you this guy's setting you up for wide open threes, and you can't hit them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's the part that kind of bothers us. Like when you saying with the KP thing, you know, we do play the spread out offense. Yeah. The only thing that benefited was Luka because it gives him a wide open lane. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the guys we have, they can't dribble. Right. We talk about that all the time. Like they can't dribble, they can't create for themselves. So it's like you just pretty much stand in the perimeter the whole time while Luka's the one who's penetrating and kicking out.
You know what I thought? Because you and I had this conversation, I think maybe a month or so ago.
Mm-hmm.
The odd thing about today's NBA is peculiar and ironic in a era of 1-4 and 5-out offenses where centers can shoot threes and guys are 3-and-D. That is strange that you can't get 3 guys on one team that can dribble, pass, and shoot. Right, dudes are more athletic
in the most skilled era of basketball ever. You see what I'm saying?
It's difficult to get 3 guys on the same team that can dribble, pass, and shoot. Right? And the peculiar thing about it is when teams do it, it's usually not wing players. It's like a team like Dallas. Like Denver.
Yeah.
Who has
got a center
that could dribble, pass, and shoot. They have a point guard that can dribble, pass, and shoot, right? And then they have like a power forward. So now it's like your shooting guard can't do it. Your small forward can't do it.
Nope.
You know what I mean? We're in that peculiar era. Like even
to the point, Warriors, like, why can't you do it? That's the question.
Yes, like and embrace it.
Listen, me and King was doing a video yesterday, man, and we was like lining up the rosters, right? And I told him, I said, when we end up, because we got Markieff Morris in the trade too, and folks was asking us like, yo, is he good? This, what can he do? Blah, blah, blah.
Gonna help you.
And I told King, I said, hey, the only thing I'm pretty much worried about with Markieff Morris is, can he dribble?
Right.
I said, that was the first thing I said. Can he dribble? That's all I'm asking. I'm tired of getting these guys who are dependent on somebody else to help set them up to make a play or whatever the case is, right?
Okay.
And we were looking at the Denver Nuggets roster, and we were just going down the roster. I'm asking him, yo, such and such, can he dribble? King like, yep. Such and such, can he dribble? Yep. Right. What about such and such, can he dribble? Yep. Their whole entire lineup, from everybody who played in the game yesterday, can dribble the ball. Even Bryant. Matter of fact, I trust Bryant dribbling the ball more than I trust Dwight Powell.
Really? Thomas Bryant,
yes.
Thomas Bryant is going to surprise you with how good an offensive player he is.
I wanted him.
Right, but where he's going to disappoint you is teams are just going to eat at the rim. They're going to live down there, bro. You're going to be so mad at Thomas Bryant, bro, because he gives you the Montrezl Harrell feel, like a big dude who
energy and all that,
but can't defend. And then you're like, yo, why is he even here?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's a man. Okay, you got me with that one. That's he said.
You're like, for all the energy that Montrezl Harrell gives you, Thomas Bryant gives you. You're like, oh my God, he just dunked on the whole team, and then at the other end, the whole team dunking on him. You see, like, you're like,
maybe that's why Washington was so quick to give him up, I guess.
Yeah,
and they kept Daniel Gafford.
Yeah. It's yeah.
Yeah,
but no team is perfect though.
No, they're not. But you still want to, like I said, man, it'd be nice to have multiple guys who could just go and get their own. Like I said, we're watching the Denver game, and if a player gets stuck, like if the shot clock is going down, that player's not out there looking for Jokic to bail him out. They can just go out there and they own and get their bucket. I don't know how many times we've seen, Reggie Bullock do it, Frank Ntilikina, whoever you want to name on that team. They're out here looking for Luka to bail them out. You know what I'm saying? And then like Luka got to shoot up a shot, and that affects his percentages. You know, because he got to shoot the shot before the shot clock go out with 2 seconds left or whatever.
Late in the shot clock.
Yeah, late in the shot clock and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it is. We had this talk yesterday too, because people were saying like, how, you know, what should they do? Should Luka change his style up for the team, or should the team change for Luka? And I was telling the person, I said, man, look, King was telling him like, it's gonna be up to the front office. Like you need to pick a direction of what you want to do with this team, right?
Right.
Because if you want it to be centered around Luka, you need to put players around Luka that's gonna help them benefit from him, right? But if you're not going to do that, Luka's going to have to change it up. Like with our team, like I was telling you before, I talked to you about this before. Our team, we have to, because we have guys who aren't great in half court. You know what I'm saying? You want to have these guys not make any decisions in the half court where you have to dribble or pass to anybody. And this is what I just said: dribble or pass.
Right. The
most basic fundamental parts of basketball. We don't want you to do that.
Right.
That's how bad these guys are, Freezie. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Right. So you want to put those guys and make the game easier for them. So the only way that they're able to thrive on our team is in transition.
Right.
Because guess what? In transition, you just do one thing. You run. That's
run.
It. That's all you got to do is run.
Right. And so to that though, I like Justin Hardy. I like Josh Green, and in that situation that you mentioned, young legs want to run, bro.
Yeah.
Young athletes want to run.
You just named off Jaden Hardy. That's where he's most effective, is in the open court.
Right.
Right? So the 2 games we won that we didn't have Luka and Kyrie was our guy, right? That's what we did.
Right.
We ran him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, the one I brought this up too, it was a game that Luka, I think the Mavericks had like 25 fast break points. That was like the most we had this season or whatever, right? And that was a game that Luka played in. I think he got a triple-double in that game. I think like half his assists were from the fast breaks. He was just throwing it up the court to the guys in fast break.
Right.
So it can happen. He can do it. It's going to depend on what Luka is going to do. Like if you're going to make that decision,
I think that's only good in the regular season, though, bro.
What? No. I mean, no. I understand that. I mean, I'm talking about just to get to the playoffs.
Right.
Let's get you there first, and then we'll worry about the rest of that later. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you wanna play to the strengths of what you have on your team, and that's where it comes with Jason Kidd. You as a coach, you need to understand what you have. You see these guys struggle in the half court. None of them guys can operate in the half court other than Luka and Kyrie. Or at the time it was Luka and Spencer or whatever, right? So you make it easier for those guys by letting them be in transition. Josh Green is probably one of the fastest players in the league. Let's get him in the open court. Jaden Hardy is more efficient in the full court. Let's get him in the full court. You know what I'm saying? Get them young guys. Let them see the ball go through the bucket and all that stuff, man. Get their confidence up, all that type of stuff, man. Let them be effective.
And they'll be more willing to buy in once they see something actually work.
Thank you.
Right? But in my mind, bro, since day one, I saw Josh Green. I thought he was the Australian Zach LaVine type player. Now, listen.
I was going to say, we've been comparing him to Iguodala. He could be an Iguodala type player.
But before we jump out the window with the athleticism, I don't think Josh Green is a Iguodala or Zach LaVine type athlete, right? I understand he's athletic.
I was say that Josh Green. I seen the dude hanging in the air for like an hour, bro. Like waiting on dude to fly past him while he's still in the air. Like, you done? All right.
And he's strong.
Can fly, man.
Yeah, one of the things about Josh Green is he's got functional strength for his position and size. Right? It's one of the things that's slept on about. And he's got that Terrence Ross, J.R. Smith, if I get hot thing, it don't matter who else is on the floor. He's got
dang, he said Terrence Ross. I forgot about Terrence Ross.
Yeah, he's got that going to for him, but you don't get to see it often because of who he plays with, right?
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't get to take the shots that he wants to take because
it's kind of like Jalen Brunson. We had Jalen Brunson.
Yeah. So, but the thing I'm getting at ultimately is when you're looking at the Mavs, I think the Mavs need a
center.
Well, I was gonna say the Mavs need a high volume rebounder.
Oh
right?
man, that'd be
a high volume, and I'm talking about like like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
Freezie, I'm
13
salivating over here,
rebounds a
man.
game.
Don't tell me nothing like that, man.
And then that what that does is that thing that you just mentioned about getting out on the break. It enhances y'all getting out on the break because it stops. Man, I watched y'all play Denver, bro, and y'all was stopping Denver, and they kept getting offensive rebounds.
Yep, that's the problem. That's the problem, Freezie. We've been saying this for the longest. It's like remember you was talking about when you talked about this before, and you were saying about the you weren't sure about the transition because of the defense or whatever. And I'm like, yo, Dallas had a top 5 defense. We weren't the greatest rebounding team last year, but we were in the middle of the pack, right? Which means you closing off some of those defensive stops or whatever. You're ending the offense's plays by collecting the rebound. We're not doing that this year. There's so many times, bro, we look and like you said, like in the Denver game, they'll go in there and get like 3 or 4 offensive rebounds and just reset the clock to 14.
The same possession.
Back to back. And I'm just like,
oh my god.
And plus, a lot of that has to do with the fact that you have like Theo Pinson in there, guarding Jokic or whatever. It's like, oh my god, you signed JaVale McGee for what? You know what I mean? Like he's our only true center on our team, and you play to do like 2 minutes. So,
and so my thing is. I think Dallas has the pieces to be a championship contender. I don't know if you guys have like in these last 22, 23 games left. I don't know if you guys have enough time to gel.
That part.
Be clicking before the playoffs get here.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? But what I will say about the Knicks though, is the Knicks got Josh Hart, a glue guy that can help in that same scenario. Like our thing is we lost to the Raptors on MLK Day, and we were stopping them defensively, but they just kept getting offensive rebounds. And you're like, oh.
But now, Robinson wasn't playing though, right?
He was playing.
Oh, okay.
He was playing. We had a three-headed monster. Mitch Robinson was in foul trouble.
Hey, and Julius Randle's a good rebounder.
And Julius Randle is a good rebounder, but think about this: even if Mitch gets 10 rebounds, if Randle gets 10 rebounds, who else is going to get the other 20? RJ Barrett's not a good rebounder for his size. We think he is.
Jalen Brunson pretty solid.
At times. But against the Raptors, their size gives Brunson trouble. Right?
It's still one of them cases.
Yeah. Not saying that Brunson's not a physical guy. Brunson's a great NBA player. I think he's a superstar, right? In my mind, I think he's playing at a superstar level right now. Now,
I don't want to hear Freezie, man.
Will he come back down to earth? Maybe.
But no, I don't think he is.
I'm just saying, in this moment right now that we're in, Jalen Brunson is playing at a superstar level. Knicks fans hate when I say that.
Hey, did he make it to the All-Star game as a replacement?
I don't know yet.
When they gonna know? So is it too late to know that, or?
I don't.
Did somebody get hurt in the East?
Jaylen Brown.
So they haven't named the replacement yet, though, right?
I don't think so.
He should have been an All-Star this year, man.
But here's the reason. Here's the reason why that's kind of up in the air, right? Mm-hmm. Because the candidates for the replacement are James Harden, Trey Young, Darius Garland, and Jalen Brunson. So it can go either way.
You know what? I know DeMond ain't here, but I don't think it's Trey Young, bro. Now, if you want to go by name, yeah, I guess. But okay. So Dre said it's Jaylen Brown and DeMar DeRozan. Okay,
DeMar DeRozan.
So that's 2 spots.
Yeah. But
and who'd you just name off? You said Brunson, Garland,
Trey Young,
and who was the fourth?
James Harden.
Oh, James Harden.
So it's 4 guys for 2 spots, right? Now
I'm gonna say Brunson and Harden.
I'm gonna say I like Darius Garland over. But here's the thing, all those guys that you mentioned, Garland, Harden, Trey Young, those 3 have dudes in the backcourt that can cook.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson does more with less. Jalen Brunson is out here with Quentin Grimes, Josh Hart, and Emmanuel Quickley.
Man, we missed
James
Jalen
Harden
Brunson,
is
man.
out here. James Harden is out here with Tyrese Maxey. Darius Garland is out here with Donovan Mitchell. Trey Young is out here with DeJounte Murray. Right? And then when I ask you who Brunson is out here with, you start laughing like, who the hell is Quentin Grimes? And I like Grimes, by the way. I like Grimes.
Yeah, no disrespect, but yeah.
Yeah. So for my money, pound for pound, if you're talking about who has a greater impact, it's definitely Jalen Brunson because he doesn't have an elite backcourt mate. Even you guys have an elite backcourt.
Yeah, we do now. Yeah,
has an elite backcourt, right?
And you know what? Too on that one, Freezie, what you saying about Jalen Brunson? Look, let's just do this. Where we at last year at this time?
Trash.
It wasn't good.
No,
it was not good.
We were like 6 games under 500 this time.
See what I'm saying? And what y'all like 5 games over 500 now? That's 11 game turnaround. Yeah, Jalen Brunson is good enough to give y'all an 11 game turnaround. Bro.
Hey, and guess what? Guess what? Too, we're running the same offensive sets.
Same coach. Same core.
Knicks fans are gonna tell you, but no, they running a different system with Brunson. No, they not. The Knicks are still running the pick and roll at a 27% clip. Like we run the same thing Dallas run. Dallas opens up in a read and react. Then they get to the high ball screen with Luka.
Sometimes double high screen.
And he'll reject and get into a 5-out offense if Christian Wood is on the floor. So Christian Wood will be at the top of the key with the straightaway 3 look.
Yep.
Luka will penetrate the defense. The defense will collapse. He'll kick out to the corner to some dude with weird hair all over the place. And the dude will take that wide open 3 and miss. And Luka,
my God, yes.
And Luka be like, bruh,
like you've been watching a lot of Mavs games.
We did everything, bro. All I did, you got a wide open 3 in the corner. You got the closest 3, and you missed. Or Luka will run that same play, right? And the dude will catch the 3, be wide open, give it back to Luka, and Luka had to catch it in traffic among 2 defenders. He'll kick out to a contested. He'll kick it out to a contested Tim Hardaway Jr., and Tim Hardaway Jr. will make it. And now Hardaway thinks he's on fire.
Oh, my God, man. We call him trash can juice over here, man. Yeah, call him trash can juice. I got the shirt and everything, man. You saw the shirt, man.
Yeah. I thought the swag is tremendous, yo. That's dope. Y'all got a dope thing going on, bro. But yeah, the thing is, you kick it out to a Tim Hardaway Jr., and he'll make a contested 3 over bowl. Right?
And all of a sudden, he hot.
He think he on fire. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for the most part, the Knicks running the same offense, bro. Read and react. You know what I'm saying? High ball screen and roll at 27%. And if nothing's there, we'll ISO. We have 2 very high usage ISO players, or 3 of them. RJ, Randall, and Brunson are all high usage ISO players.
Especially Brunson,
if the offense breaks down. If the offense breaks down, then Brunson will ISO, right? If Randall gets hot, he'll ISO. He gonna call off everything, no matter what Tibbs called for the sideline. Randall is gonna hijack the offense and get his shots, right? And I don't mind that because that's what guys do. If they feeling it, let them get in their bag. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You don't get to be an all-star by being that passive. The one that I do have a problem with, though, was RJ Barrett. For his usage, he's not very efficient.
Yeah, so still having problems with not being efficient.
Yeah, he not that efficient. He'll back up all the way to your team logo. You know what I'm saying? And call for the screen. He'll call for the screen and back up all the way to the logo. And what he does in his mind is he wants to get a running start at the rim.
Right.
But with a low basketball IQ is not telling him that while you're backing up, the defense is resetting and calling out a play. Right? So he don't recognize that the time he's taking to do that, the defense is resetting and getting ready for him. It reminds you of those old middle-aged movies where they have the castle door is there and they have like this big thing trying to break the castle door down.
Yeah.
On the inside, they bring it calling up reinforcements. So if you do break the door down, as soon as you get through the door, they got all their reinforcements there, RJ. That's what that is. That's what it's like watching, bro. But
you think he's gonna be there by next year?
Yes. RJ Barrett, and Knicks fans hate when I say it, and I hate to say it, but RJ Barrett is the future of New York Knicks basketball, bro. He's the golden child, like the Eddie Murphy movie.
Why? Because he wanted to beat her so bad.
Yep, and everything PR related, everything roster related, everything about everything right now is centered around RJ Barrett. And I hate to even say it, man, but it's one of those things. RJ Barrett, they gave him an extension. They gave him the sight unseen extension. They gave an extension based on his potential. Right?
Because when y'all trying to trade him and then all of a sudden decided not to and then give him an extension?
Yeah, the rumor the rumor is that we were trying to trade him, include him in a thing.
Yeah, Utah.
And, yeah. But and it's the same thing at the buzzer with Zach LaVine. The rumor was we were trying to trade for Zach LaVine from Chicago at the trade deadline.
Yeah, what happened with that, man?
RJ Barrett was included, and I think the asking price, according to Knicks Universe, was too high for Zach LaVine. And I don't
what was the asking price?
I think it was like a Donovan Mitchell type asking price. Like
was that?
Like,
was that four unprotected or something?
Yeah, and 3 young players or something crazy like that.
Damn, nah, it's a little too much, man. See,
I mean,
man.
ultimately, if you could have got Zach LaVine and Josh Hart with this roster.
Oh yeah, nah.
I like our chances against Boston. Now I'm not saying we're going to beat Boston.
Now,
what I'm saying is it's not going to be a sweep when we face them. We might get 1 or 2 games versus the alternative being if we ever get to Boston, if we make it to Boston, you know what I'm saying, we get swept.
Like I agree. Like if you could have found a way to get Zach LaVine on this squad the way it is and not give up as much,
right?
Yeah, like y'all just need that guy that can be just that walking. I mean, because you gonna probably say like Randall them are walking buckets. I mean, like he's like a near superstar type of talent,
right?
That can create pressure on defenses. That can also free up Brunson. Right. Can free up Brunson and Julius Randle.
Right.
But I'm thinking that RJ would not have been on this team if you had him. So instead of your big 3 being Brunson, RJ, and Randle, it would have been Brunson, Zach LaVine, and Randle.
Right.
I think that would have put y'all a little bit closer as far as like, yo, you could have potentially been at Eastern Conference Finals, especially with the defense y'all playing.
Could be potentially, right? But the reason why you would entertain the Zach LaVine conversation, and this is an ongoing conversation. I think the Knicks front office like Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine and free agency this summer.
Yeah, we like that. Our front office like Zach LaVine.
Yeah, but this summer, the top 3 teams he said were the Knicks, Bulls, and Lakers, and he chose the Bulls. But he said his top 3 teams were the Knicks, Bulls, and Lakers. And so Knicks fans that are thirsty like myself are like, man, he said the Knicks first. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean? And maybe that 5th year was the only thing that kept him in Chicago.
Probably.
You know,
security, because his health has kind of been a question. So
yeah, man. So, but yeah, I think the Knicks are probably once Mitchell Robinson gets back, I think you'll see the Knicks turn a corner. I'm not saying so. The Knicks have 22 games left to go. We just played game 60, so we have 22 games left to go. I'm not saying that the Knicks are going to win 50 games, right? I don't see them going 17-5 down the stretch. But under Tom Thibodeau, the Knicks are usually scorching hot in the last 20 games of a season. 2 years ago, the Knicks finished the season in the last 20 games. I think the Knicks finished 16-4 in the last 20 games. And last year, with a terrible roster, the Knicks were 12-8 down the stretch. So if that is an indicator of what Tom Thibodeau is, then while I'm not saying the Knicks are going to pull off something like 14-8 down the stretch, but I could understand if it happens.
It would be a shock to you.
It wouldn't be a shock to me to see the Knicks get red hot down the stretch. It wouldn't be a shocker to me. It wouldn't be, matter of fact, it wouldn't be a shocker if the Knicks did pull off a weird stretch where they finished the season with 48, 49, 50 wins. I don't envision that. I don't see that happening. But if it happens, I can't say that it's a Disney movie, right? Everything, the Mighty Ducks. What about the Mavs in the last 20 or so games of the season? What do y'all expect?
Well, coming out the gate, I believe we have 6 home games. So, also coming back from the break, we should finally have our full roster 100%. That's Maxi Kleber should be back. Of course, we got Kyrie and everything. Tim Hardaway should be back. Who else is out? Yeah, that's about it. Like, we're gonna have our full roster, man, for the first time this year in a while. So, hopefully that helps. Like I said, we're gonna have 6 home games, so that should help. The key now is to just kind of get this try to get our defense squared away. I know a lot of Mad fans are expecting Maxi to come in here and be the answer to everything. He's not the answer, bro. Like, he can help, but he's not the answer, man. Like, you're talking about the same guy who was getting cooked by Kevon Looney last year in the West Conference Finals.
Right.
But yeah, hopefully, man, we come in, we 100%.
By the way,
you said what?
Kevon Looney is trash in my mind. By the way, the fact that the Warriors traded Wiseman and kept Kevon Looney just lets me know that sometimes organizations get too big for their britches.
That guy you named off killed Maxi Kleber in the West Conference Finals. I'm just saying.
God. Oh my God.
He looked like garbage out there on defense. But yeah. Like I said, get it. Let's get. Well, Luka believes if we get back 100%, we should have a chance. So, I getting Luka some rest because that heel injury, I think he's still not 100% on it. I'm kind of hoping that he only play like 5 minutes in the All-Star game and go sit down somewhere.
Right.
9 days off, man. It's gonna be great for everybody. It's gonna be great for me and King too. We finally get a little time out. I know my wife is happy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I would say, I'm gonna say this about the Mavs. I expect the Mavs to finish the regular season in 3rd place with a matchup. Probably, I could see them playing a Minnesota Timberwolves in a 3-6 matchup. Yeah,
we were that close, Freezie. If we had won that second game against Sacramento, we would be 3rd right now in the West.
Yep.
We had just won that game, we would have been 3rd.
I don't think Mike Brown in his first year in Sacramento with all those young players are understand what a playoff push is yet.
Yeah, it's different.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a whole lot different.
Yeah, it's gonna be down the stretch. It's gonna be a dogfight, and I think the Kyrie Irvings of the world, the Markieff Morrises of the world, the Davis Bertans of the world, the Luka Doncic's of the world understand like what a playoff push is. And so for that reason, I think y'all are going to ruin our 1st round pick this year.
Oh, man, listen. And another thing, too, you already know what time it is. When Luka gets to the playoffs, you already know what time it is. Yeah. It's like, I don't know what's going on. Like, Luka just flips a switch, man, and he just goes Super Saiyan 8, man. Like, the dude is a monster in the playoffs. So, I'm just ready to see what he's going to do when he gets to the playoffs along with Kyrie, who's also known as a playoff player. So, that's what I'm really waiting on. Right. The only thing like I said, the only thing we're worried about right now is the defense. That's it. Right. Let's get Maxi Kleber back, get everybody healthy, and let's go from there and see what happens, man.
Okay. Well, in these last 2 or 3 minutes, bro, I just wanted to throw out what I think it might be the projection for the Western Conference Finals and the Eastern Conference Finals. Maybe a finals projection. Maybe we can look back at it and laugh. And what I'll do is I'll go first, right, to just establish like a thing. So I think your Western Conference finalists are going to be the Dallas Mavericks and the Phoenix Suns.
Ooh.
Right? Because I don't think Sacramento has enough punching power to be sustainable. And I can't depend on the LA Clippers staying healthy. Right? I don't see the Pelicans getting healthy enough in this short amount of time to be a major player. And so that leaves Dallas, Phoenix, and the Denver Nuggets. And just off of GP alone, when have you ever seen the Denver Nuggets make the NBA Finals? Never.
Close they got recently was the West Conference Finals, and that was in the bubble, I believe.
Right. I don't believe they have enough to make the Western Conference Finals. I'm going to say Dallas and Phoenix in the finals. I don't know, based on what I'm looking at right now, just names on paper, if Phoenix is the better team than Dallas, or if Dallas can put it together, if Dallas can find a volume rebounder and play Christian Wood more minutes down the stretch.
Yes.
Because, for one, Christian Wood has not always been a picture of health. So I think part of that saving his minutes may be a part of keeping him healthy. But I like Christian Wood and matchups down the stretch, whereas him versus another team's power forward or center.
The dude can get hot, man. He's an oven, man.
Yeah.
It's been so many games he kept us in games or got us back in games, man, single-handedly.
Just little stuff too, man. Just like knowing how to open up off a screen to get a wide open look from three. Little stuff like stuff that you can't teach. Like Davis Bertans opens up before the screen is finished, and everybody know he's shooting.
Oh yeah.
So now his shot is contested, right? You know what I'm saying? But in terms of the Eastern Conference, I'm thinking it's Milwaukee and Boston. And so what I'm predicting is
no Sixers, huh?
No. No, I don't trust Doc. Doc Rivers is a second round coach.
Yeah.
Doc Rivers is a second round coach, bro.
Yeah.
But what I will say, what I'm predicting is a rematch, maybe Phoenix versus Milwaukee in the finals. I don't know if the Mavs have enough depth to counteract a KD if KD gets hot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If KD gets hot, bro, KD is a top 20 player all time right now. Period. Right? But we don't know because these teams had enough games in order to see what product they're going to put out. But I will say this, though. I do think my Knicks are going to knock off the Cleveland Cavs in the first round. Book it.
That's going to be a good matchup.
I think they're going to finish 4-5. You know, maybe Cleveland 4, maybe the Knicks 5, something like that. I think we're going to finish in that because of the Tom Thibodeau hot down the stretch thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Knicks are going to catch whoever the 5th seed is. And I think we'll get Cleveland and be a matchup. Not because we have better players, but because we're a matchup nightmare for a team like that. With small guard and no wing scoring, who totally depend on their guards to score and get their bigs open shots. I think we're going to be a matchup nightmare for them, right? And so I'll predict we'll go to the second round and knock off a Cleveland and then face a Boston Celtics and get steamrolled because of the talent disparity. So you got an NBA Finals prediction you want to throw out there? Something you just want to throw on the wall?
No, I mean those aren't bad picks, man. Those aren't bad picks. We got a Phoenix fan that follow our channel, man. He's hoping it's gonna be Dallas and Phoenix in the West Conference Finals too, man. Really? We're just gonna have to see. Like I said, it's really gonna depend on, like you said, us meshing and how everything kind of turns out for us. Because right now, getting everybody healthy over after the break. You know what I'm saying, and just how the whole Kyrie and Luka thing is gonna kind of play out or whatever. So. And we only got 22 games to kind of figure it out. So hopefully, man, they kind of figure it out sooner than possible. You know what I'm saying? Sooner as possible, I should say.
Right. Who's your backup point guard?
The
third point guard, I should say.
McKinley Wright, probably. It kind of varies, bro, because he puts, for some stupid reason, he puts like Frank in there. Bro. No, listen, I'd rather have McKinley Wright in the game than Frank.
Frank, right? Nah, Wright plays hard, bro. I
like McKinley Wright, man. He's tough.
He's little though.
That's the only thing. He's little.
Yeah, he's saying.
But he don't make a lot of mistakes though.
No, he doesn't make a lot. He's gonna be that point guard that stays around the league, kind of like an Ish Smith.
Yeah,
like a dude that just stay in the league for a long time. You're like, Jack, he's in the league. Yeah.
Very solid. Don't make mistakes.
Because how long he been? He been in the league now? What, 3 years?
2 years.
2 years. Okay. Yeah. Man, really kind of like him. Hey y'all. So So I'm gonna wrap up here for the sake of not keeping my man out too long. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Shout out to Damon from We Talk Hawks for coming through,
Yes, sir.
hanging out. Shout out to Mavs Nation. Shout out to Hawks Nation. Shout out to NBA Nation. Knicks fans, I'm gonna end this one, and I'm gonna be right back with the Knicks at Night podcast, so we can talk the way that y'all like to have that Knicks talk to y'all. Relle, we definitely got to get together and do a joint. Hold on for just a split second. I'm gonna end this one right here. Hey y'all, peace y'all. Give me about 10 minutes. I'll be right back.
Yes, sir.